Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all my brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Roots of Islam channel. Can a place of confinement and punishment, often seen as a final stop on a path of self-destruction, become a crucible for spiritual transformation, where a faith rooted in discipline, forgiveness and hope offers a new life to those who have lost all hope? What is it about Islam that resonates so powerfully within the walls of a prison, compelling men and women from diverse backgrounds to shed their old identities and embrace a path of redemption in record numbers? Imagine a world of iron bars and concrete, where the silence is broken not by despair but by the quiet sound of prayer, and where the most hardened hearts find a profound sense of peace and purpose. Today, we delve into the powerful and often surprising phenomenon of why prison inmates across the world are turning to Islam, discovering a profound truth that redeems their past and offers them a future filled with dignity and hope. The world's prisons are often defined by their grim realities, a cycle of crime and punishment, broken lives, and the pervasive sense of hopelessness. For many inmates, life behind bars is a time of profound isolation and forced introspection. Stripped of their freedom, their social status, and often their relationships, they are forced to confront the choices that led them to this point. The environment is ripe for despair, but it is also, paradoxically, a breeding ground for spiritual awakening. In the absence of worldly distractions and the comforts of a life on the outside, many individuals begin to search for something more, a deeper meaning, or a path to redemption that their previous lives failed to provide. Historically, religious conversion in prison has been a consistent phenomenon, with various faiths offering solace and structure to inmates. However, in recent decades, there has been a remarkable and well-documented increase in the number of prison inmates turning to Islam, particularly in Western countries. This trend has intrigued sociologists, correctional officers, and religious leaders alike. It challenges the common, often negative portrayals of Islam and highlights a deeper reality that Islam offers a message of profound hope and a clear path to reform that resonates uniquely with the incarcerated. For a person in prison, the decision to embrace Islam is often a dramatic break from their past. It is an act of reclaiming their identity, not through crime or aggression, but through submission to a higher power. It offers them a structured life, a moral compass, and a sense of community that they may have never had. This story is not just about a change of faith. It is about a profound personal transformation that begins in the most unlikely of places, proving that the human spirit's quest for redemption is an unyielding force, and that divine guidance can reach even the most forgotten corners of society. It is a testament to the fact that no matter how far one has fallen, the door to forgiveness and a new beginning is always open. Our story begins in the sterile, unyielding environment of a maximum security prison in the United States, a world of locked doors, strict routines, and the constant hum of a life in confinement. Here, a man we'll call Jamal, a name he took upon converting, had spent the better part of a decade. Born into a life of poverty and urban turmoil, Jamal's youth was defined by crime, gang affiliation, and a cycle of violence that inevitably led to his long prison sentence. Inside, he was known for his hardened demeanor, his distrust of authority, and the deep-seated anger that simmered just beneath the surface. He saw no future for himself, only an endless cycle of despair and regret. Jamal's journey to Islam began with a simple observation. He noticed a small, quiet group of inmates who seemed different. They were not from the same gangs or backgrounds, yet they shared a profound bond of brotherhood. They would gather in a corner of the common area 5 times a day to perform a series of movements and recitations in unison. They were always calm, respectful, and surprisingly disciplined. Jamal, who had witnessed every kind of aggression and manipulation, was fascinated by their peace. He was particularly struck by one of the inmates, an older man named Abdul, who was known for his serene demeanor and his willingness to help others, regardless of their background. Curiosity, a rare emotion for him, compelled Jamal to approach Abdul one day. "What is it that you guys do?" he asked, his voice rough from years of disuse. Abdul smiled warmly. "We are praying, brother," he replied. "We are praying to Allah, the one God." Jamal was intrigued. He had grown up with a nominal sense of religion, but had never experienced anything that felt so genuine, so grounding. He began to ask Abdul more questions, listening intently to the answers. Abdul, with patience and wisdom, began to explain the principles of Islam. He spoke of Tawheed, the absolute oneness of God, a concept that provided a powerful sense of order and purpose in a chaotic world. He spoke of the 5 pillars, the declaration of faith, Shahada, the daily prayers, Salah, that offered a direct, unmediated connection to the Creator, the charity, Zakat, that fostered a sense of social responsibility, the fasting, Psalm, that taught self-discipline and empathy for the less fortunate, and the pilgrimage, Hajj, that symbolized unity and a shared human journey. For Jamal, who had lived a life of fragmentation and moral ambiguity, this clear, structured framework was a revelation. It offered a blueprint for a life of purpose and accountability. He was particularly drawn to the concept of repentance, tawbah, and forgiveness. Islam taught him that no matter how grave his past sins, the door to God's mercy was always open. This was a message that touched the deepest part of his soul, offering hope where he had only seen a dead end. The idea that he could start fresh, that his past did not have to define his future, was profoundly liberating. Jamal began to learn how to pray. Abdul taught him the movements and the recitations. In the quiet solitude of his cell, Jamal would perform his first salah. He was awkward at first, but with each prostration he felt a weight lifting from his shoulders. He felt a connection, a profound sense of humility and gratitude that he had never experienced before. His anger began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of peace. He started reading the Quran with Abdul's patient guidance. The words, filled with mercy and wisdom, spoke directly to his heart, offering him comfort and a moral clarity he had never known. His transformation was not just internal, it was visible to everyone. Jamal, once a source of tension, became a source of peace. He began to mediate disputes, offering words of wisdom instead of anger. He became an example to other inmates, a testament to the power of faith to change a life. He found a brotherhood among the Muslim inmates, a community that transcended the old prison rivalries and provided him with a new family, a support system built on mutual respect and shared faith. Jamal's story is not unique. It is a powerful example of the widespread phenomenon of prison conversions to Islam. Another common story is that of Sarah, a young woman who found herself in prison after a life of addiction and poor choices. She had tried various programs and therapies, but none offered the holistic change she craved. It was the Muslim Sisters group, with their unwavering support, their modest dress and their shared prayers, that drew her in. She found in Islam a framework for self-respect, a clear set of rules that helped her regain control of her life, and a sisterhood that offered her unconditional love and support, something she had never truly experienced. For Sarah, Islam was a path to sobriety and self-dignity, a way to reclaim her identity as a pure and worthy servant of God. In a chaotic environment, Islam offers a clear, disciplined routine. The 5 daily prayers provide a sense of order and purpose, breaking up the monotony of prison life and offering inmates a direct, scheduled connection with God. The Ummah, global Muslim community, provides a strong sense of belonging and support that transcends race, ethnicity, and past criminal history. Inside prison, this community offers protection, mutual support, and a positive peer group. Islam's emphasis on repentance and God's boundless mercy is a powerful message for inmates who often feel unforgivable. It teaches them that their past does not define their future and that they have a chance to start anew with God's help. For individuals who have lived a life without clear moral guidance, Islam provides a comprehensive ethical framework that addresses every aspect of life, from personal conduct to social responsibility. The act of prostration in prayer symbolizes humility before God, and the sight of men from all races and backgrounds praying side by side as equals is a powerful message of unity in a world often defined by division. For Jamal, Sarah, and countless others, prison was not the end of the road. It was the beginning of a profound spiritual journey, a journey that began behind bars and continues for the rest of their lives, proving that even in the most unforgiving of places, the light of faith can shine through. The phenomenon of prison inmates converting to Islam in record numbers is far more than a collection of individual stories of redemption. It is a profound social and spiritual indicator that challenges our perceptions of crime, punishment, and the role of faith in rehabilitation. This trend highlights the deep-seated spiritual hunger that exists even in the most marginalized and forgotten segments of society, and it powerfully demonstrates Islam's unique capacity to meet that need by offering a structured path to personal reform. It forces us to reevaluate our criminal justice systems, questioning whether punishment alone is sufficient and whether faith-based rehabilitation, particularly through Islam, offers a more effective and humane path to reducing recidivism. Furthermore, this narrative serves as a powerful counterpoint to the negative stereotypes of Islam often presented in media, showcasing a faith of mercy, forgiveness, and community that can transform lives from the inside out. These stories act as living testimonials, demonstrating that Islam is not a foreign ideology, but a universal message of hope and redemption that resonates with the human heart, regardless of race, background, or past mistakes. The transformations of these inmates remind us that the human spirit's capacity for change is immense, and that the path to a better future can often begin in the most unexpected of places. It is a testament to the power of a faith that believes in second chances and sees dignity in every soul. The phenomenon of prison inmates embracing Islam constitutes a highly controversial leadership that challenges several established norms and power structures within society. Firstly, the inmates themselves, by embracing a new faith, become controversial leaders. They are leading a movement of profound personal and social change from within a system designed for control and punishment. By choosing a path of spiritual discipline and moral accountability, they are leading by example, inspiring their fellow inmates to seek a better way of life and challenging the prevailing narrative of incorrigibility that often defines the incarcerated. This leadership is controversial because it disrupts the established prison hierarchy and offers an alternative to the cycles of violence and despair. Secondly, the Muslim community within prisons, often a tight-knit and disciplined group, exercises a controversial form of social leadership. This community, based on brotherhood and faith rather than gang affiliation, provides a powerful and positive alternative to the prevailing social structures within the prison system. This leadership is controversial because it challenges the authority of both criminal gangs and at times even the prison administration, as it fosters a new moral code and a unified identity that is not based on traditional power dynamics. The Muslim community's ability to provide a safe space and a path to reform is a form of leadership that can directly reduce violence and improve the prison environment. Thirdly, the influence of Islam as a rehabilitative force presents a controversial form of ideological leadership. The fact that a faith often seen with suspicion in the West is proving to be a highly effective tool for rehabilitation challenges the dominance of secular or other religious programs. This leadership is controversial because it forces a re-evaluation of what works in rehabilitation and brings a powerful, faith-based solution to a problem often addressed with secular methods. It raises questions about the role of religious faith in the justice system and highlights Islam's profound capacity for positive social change. Finally, the transformation of these inmates into productive, faith-filled citizens upon their release constitutes a controversial form of societal leadership. When ex-convicts, now devout Muslims, return to society as law-abiding, contributing members, they serve as a powerful testament to the redemptive power of their faith. This leadership is controversial because it directly challenges the stigma associated with ex-convicts and provides a living counter-narrative to the high rates of recidivism, demonstrating that true change is possible and that a life of dignity and purpose can be built after a past of crime. With that said, thanks for watching, and until the next script must